Hello, welcome to my channel. It's good to have you here. My name is Gemma. I'm an advanced occultist, and so I want to talk about the Knights Templar. And I've spoke about religions, and we went through this, and I had to sort of explain a universal concept to an idea of religion, and how it can encompass an aspect of understanding it through a Kabbalic stream. So we can understand how the Pope might have suggested a one world religion. Okay? So as a priestess and understanding arise as to understand things like orders within our society that pertain to occults as well. So religion and occults will fit into this altogether. So this is how you can understand a one world religion and how it can all encompass together. So I can explain a Knights Templar rise, for example. I think it's on Gaia TV. I think Gaia TV spoke about it. So, but this is from my own experience. So my own rise, okay. So first and foremost, like if I ever speak about anything, it's really just my own opinion. So this is how I'm gonna give it to you as an understanding aspect of my own experiences in life, and how I can determine it through understanding aspects of a cult. So the Knights Templar is very interesting because, like I said, Gaia TV talks about it, the rise. Okay, so what's this? This is the rise in understanding Kabbalah. They say Knights Templar would stand here. So think about that. So the rise takes place here. Okay, so even if it's here, understanding needs to take place for the rise. Okay, so a Knights Templar would be predominantly here. Okay, this is Binar. I think it is. It might be on the other side, because I guess they can both be an aspect of this. This is the bridge, highest point of one of the highest points of Kabbalic stream is a Knights Templar rise, right? And it is here. It's a priestess energy. Okay, so Darth is a priestess energy. To understand the aspect of a rise, we have to come to an understanding. And this is a Knights Templar. I understand that it's geared around a lot of things like war, survival, fighting, horses, medieval times and things like that. So it's almost like it was structured around that ideology in that era, at that time. So this would be in connection to the British Empire. So as you can see, the British Empire has a dominion over a lot of countries, and so Canada is one, and I think that was introduced with Queen Victoria. So she was really into her cults as well, interestingly enough, to understand how she worked would be very occultish in nature. Back then it was very much ruled by a Christian state as well, but it was the merge of understanding an occult, and it would have been extremely restricted. This is an offshoot of Jewish Kabbalah. So the Knights Templar is interesting because I've seen pictures of like Knights Templar here anyway on a different spreadsheet, but it's very similar to just this, which is Jewish. So it's a Jewish offshoot. So you have to remember that, and the one more religion, and how we can put the pieces together and make the puzzle. And I've illustrated this before in how religions all connect, and how all occults also connect when using diagrams such as this. So in like a Knights Templar version, it's almost like who wins is the one who rises, right? And it's almost like an accomplishment of a spiritual out-of-body experience that I had. So a little bit about mine was that I experienced this chaotic energy, but it was spiritual. And it made me question like faith. Okay, so I'd carry on the ninth house, so that's gonna happen. And what I really encountered on my experience anyway to this was an understanding aspects of self-love. So what I learned from the Knights Templar rise was an aspect of self-love. And it's interesting because my rise was almost like rising to an aspect of innocence once again. Okay, complete acceptance in the rise. Right? It's self-love, and it's meant to be geared towards self-love. Ultimately, that's the goal. It's a rise, though. It's a euphoric. Okay, it's very peaceful. It's almost like a Passover. I don't know how else to explain it, but it's almost like the rises of pure ecstasy, and a feeling of regeneration and an accomplishment. Okay, and my experiences from this was like a rise in like a trauma. Okay, so this is really what everyone is searching for. How can we heal? How is the process of healing going to take place through these occults? And it does. Okay, because it's your rise. Your rise is back to innocence. Okay, so a Knight Templar can be illustrated like that too, as a correspondence to whatever else is going on in the ideologies and the doctrines, or the storylines that go along with the Knights Templar, because technically it's a knight's tale, isn't it? Interesting thought, provoking, right? So it's almost like we can achieve a state of not oneness, because that's not what we're trying to achieve. We're not trying to achieve a state of oneness at all. We're trying to achieve a state of healing. Okay, so that's the rise. It's a heal. It's a heal. Okay, and it's a rise to your innocence, your Godhead, your I know energy. Okay, so a Knights Templar is a tale, but it's also about learning to love. Okay, this is about self-love. Okay, and this is about honoring that understanding of innocence, and then having the capacity to rise. Okay, in innocence, in a truth that you're an innocent being. Okay, and a self-love. If you've ever been traumatized, it's a healing process, and it's almost like that's what I learned predominantly. If I was to give it to the people, like how could I understand the Knights Templar rise? Like it's absolute ecstasy. Okay, it's self-love, and it's also as well, it can be an aspect of somebody else loving you too. And in these situations, it only takes one person to care about us. Okay, and then sometimes it might just be you, but it only takes one person to care about us. And as a woman, I do I have a disagreement with marriage to a degree, but a rise takes place with a man. Okay, so in a Templar perspective, this would connotate as well, interestingly enough, to Arthurian legends, and it's just a legend to behold, but it can interlink with it, an idea of that, because it's also like a folklore, it's the medieval as well, so it's kind of like a story of a knight's tale, okay? So it kind of interlinks onto itself like a travel of understanding. So the rise is really truly about letting go and healing from traumatizing experiences that take us. When the pain's gone, it's over. Just like when you cut yourself the plaster and you have to put a plaster on it. So it works both ways. Like, it's not like completely destructive. You know, there are times where it's a tale, it's like a storyline. And the Knights Templar would coexist in an aspect of releasing and understanding and healing. And in that rise, to be able to complete the rise, it would be an aspect of understanding of innocence. Like, and usually it's an aspect that you are innocent if you are a victim. So, you know, if you rise to an aspect of love, with love, you know, we all rise, because that's the bar, okay? Self-love, but it's love as well. You know, only one person, or like, it may be like that. Like, only one person can do it type thing, but it can just be you, ultimately. And that's the most precious part of it. This is the grasp of self-love, okay? And it's just here. So self-love is here, okay? So this is your chakra point, okay? So my heart is there. That's your heart chakra. And this is self-love, okay? So, you know, a lot of experience was held within that rise, okay, of self-love and love, but and I know, okay, innocence. It's a reflection of healing, okay? So Knights Templar isn't always about the tale itself, it's about, you know, the experience, the rise, which is very profound. And, you know, it's almost like a walk through, but it's like a tale to behold. Some people could argue this is a programmable state as well. Interesting, because it bloody is. But with the AI tech, why not stick that in there? It's kind of like where we're going with this technology anyway. So it's almost like spirituality is being sort of overrode by programmable states. I can see that. Okay, so we have to be on our wits, and healing is really what people are wanting to engage with. So how else could I give it to you about a Knights Templar rise? It's a trauma, and it's remembering and then releasing and rising and understanding it's over now, and healing. It's self-love, okay? So this is obviously important, because it's something I learned in my rise, okay, which is quite high up here, okay, Knights Templar. And sometimes we can do it spiritually, sometimes we do it like maybe in a you know, a group setting, but sometimes people do it on their own. And it's about healing, learning, and rising out of the chaos, understanding aspects of innocence. Like, because if you haven't done anything wrong, it's not your fault. You must rise to let that go. And you rise in that to let it go. It's very healing. And when I experienced this, after this, I opened up so much, like a flower, because it's like you understand that some things aren't real in it's almost like a spiritual, and it could be meditation, it could be a walk through spiritually, because I've done Reiki and stuff like this and meditations. And I did this in 2019. So I conducted some energy work, and you know, I didn't really necessarily know if I believed in it, but I went into it anyway. Okay, so I was opened up in my energy kundalini in 2019. Okay, so I became Reiki level 1. So maybe I should do Reiki too, I don't know, but this really did open me up spiritually, and I wasn't expecting that. But this was before I rose. But through opening your kundalini, it's almost like you're activating your body. So in an activation of your body, which is in alignment with this as well, okay, it's having a structure to our body and energy fields. Okay, so opening up is like your kundalini awakening is almost like very like, it's very, especially if you've been traumatized, it's very destructive, and it can be destructive, but if you're treated kindly, okay, through that process, then it's obviously a different experience. You're having different experiences, right? So if you have support, healing will be a lot easier for you to rise, okay? And if you don't, then it won't be easy for you to rise, right? So everybody needs support, okay? This is also another understanding of a Knights Templar quest, because, you know, it's a battle of ideas, okay? So this is it anyway. I just wanted to talk about the Knights Templar for my own understanding before understanding or going into any other aspects of a course. I just wanted to touch on the Knights Templar because I think it's important. We bridge a gap in this, because this is where a Lucifer bar is. The Lucifer brow. This is a connotation to that as well. So the brow is this, which is a connection to the Knights Templar, okay? And this is obviously the bar connection, green relation to the Freemasons. So this is a connector, okay? Freemasons. The love as well, you know, the aurora, I think it's the aurora, the northern lights, okay? So the northern lights are at the top as well. So that's the connotation as well to a Freemason, because the heart is above, ultimately. It's the northern lights. And this also goes back to an Arthurian legend. So you can always correlate it to a travel, understanding a night. Arthurian legends, there's lots of nights in there, and there's lots of stuff going on. So it's kind of like a tale to be sort of, it's a program. And I just think that, you know, it's almost like we can dream about this stuff, you know, or we can meditate and feel into this energy, or we can experience different energies in a spiritual connotation, connecting it back together with the stories and the occults that are all tied in, because ultimately it is all connected together. And this is, I think, why the Pope did say we have one world religion. So yeah, I think that makes sense, and just trying to put it together so that people can understand that the Kabbalah isn't completely scary, okay, as well. And you know, things like the Knights Templar isn't completely scary, but it is. But there's healing aspects to it, okay. There's always like a healing aspect to it, especially wherever there's innocence. I love you all. Goodbye.